What is going on, guys? We're back here. The annual selections. There is a bracket challenge up on my Instagram right now, ace_CFB. Money involved, prize money. ace_CFB is the @ yeah, so we're just gonna start right here, and we're gonna start selecting our brackets. So let's just start right off here. The obvious, UConn, they're not gonna lose to Stetson. I mean, let's don't be dumb. Just be simple here. Same with FAU. They were in the Final Four last year, and I don't. They're not gonna go past UConn, but likely won't go past UConn. But they're definitely gonna beat Northwestern. So that one's pretty easy pick. Same with this one. Give me San Diego State over UAB. Then here we have Auburn versus Yale. Another easy one. Give me Auburn. There on that one. Next up, we have BYU versus DeQuincy. I think that's how you say it, the DeQuincy Dukes. Ranked 120, they're at 112th by our metric in this year. And the Auburn Tigers, they are ranked 4th, so pretty obvious there. We're going with BYU, my bad. BYU, by our metric, is ranked 8th in the season. This isn't their actual ranking, this is just our formulas. Here, let's not be stupid. Illinois, again. Now, this is one where we really are going to have to think about, because Washington State, right, they are ranked 36th by our metric this year. And Drake is ranked 218th, but we have very few games in here for Drake. So we have only their conference tournament games. And they did win. They beat Indiana State by 4 points in the end of the game. Booked their ticket. And so, but by this knowledge, I'm going to go with the annual 7 and 10. It's always an upset in a 7 or a 10 matchup, and this year it's going to be Drake. So don't be stupid. Let's go with Iowa State. Moving on here again. Should be simple. Pick the simple pick. That's UNC. Nothing crazy to happen there. And then we have a MSU matchup. So we have Mississippi State, who is ranked 32nd by our metric, and then you have MSU Michigan State, who is ranked 39th. So this is a big one here. Mississippi State leads by 1.7 in points per game. This is a very even matchup. So you know what? I'm going to go with the picking who I think has been better in March and who was a better head coach, and that's Michigan State. So give me Michigan State here. This one, Grand Canyon only got in by winning their conference, so whatever there. Then Alabama versus Charleston. You guys know I love Charleston in March Madness. I picked them last year. And I think they played San Diego State in the first round. So, yeah, they did me really bad. So, yeah, I don't like you guys anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going with Charleston. There's just no way that I believe, in my mind, that Alabama should be a 4 seed in this tournament. And I don't think they should. And, yeah. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. Clemson here. Clemson is ranked 41st by our metric this year. And, yeah, so Give me in this one. I think it's gonna be New Mexico. Baylor, no be down. In this one, I mean, 7 and 10, but Nevada's not that good. So give me Dayton. Give me Arizona here. Don't be stupid again. Once again, we'll talk about not being stupid. Picking a March Madness bracket. Half of them are just smart picks. Like Longwood's not being Houston. But here we go. We have another 8 versus 9. Nebraska versus Texas A&M. And Nebraska leads by about 3 in points per game. Nebraska leads by, and pretty much every stat they lead. Until we get to stealing, rebounding, turnover, and turnovers per game, and then blocks per game. So the Texas A&M defense is looking a lot better than the Nebraska defense, but the Nebraska offense looking better. You know what I like? I like offense, so give me them. Wisconsin, don't be dumb again. Duke, just smart picks here. NC State, they got so lucky in the ACC tournament, extremely lucky. And yeah, they're not winning against Texas Tech. And then Oakland, Kentucky, let's not lose like we did a couple years ago when we lost to St. Peter's. That wasn't all too nice. So my bracket, there's Florida. There's Marquette. And I do have to say, when it was Kansas versus UNC 2 years ago, I predicted the exact national championship, and it was 1 point off. If Kansas had made one more free throw, I would have predicted the exact score and the exact teams in it. My bracket wasn't perfect, obviously, because that's never even through any of our lifetimes, anybody that's never gonna happen. Perfect bracket, it's not happening. All right, anyways, here we go. We got Purdue, easy pick there. Then right here we have a not so easy pick here. We got Utah State, who's ranked 88th by our metric, and then we got TCU, who is ranked 18th. So even though they are the lower seed, this looks like TCU just looks like a much better team. In the 7 days, they are at 114th, which is horrible, but throughout the year they've been solid in the top 30 through our metric. So yeah, give me TCU over Utah State. Then Gonzaga versus McNeese. I'm tempted to go McNeese because of the whole story. Their coach came in. They were horrible last year. Their coach comes in. He leads them. I think they had 3 losses the entire year, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm so tempted to go with McNeese here. But I don't... Gonzaga ranked 79th throughout the year through the metric, and then McNeese ranked 197th. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. Give me Gonzaga. As much as I want to go with McNeese, I can't. Kansas over Samford. In this one, Oregon, he wouldn't have made the tournament if he didn't win the Poverty Pac-12. South Carolina's actually a great team. You know who beat South Carolina, though? Georgia. We beat them, so hopefully you guys know that one. This one, I'm going to go here. I might switch it depending. If Virginia wins, I'm keeping it here with Virginia, but if Colorado State loses, I'm going to switch up to Texas. But I think Virginia would beat Texas, so that's my reasoning. And I think also Virginia would beat Colorado State. So at the moment, that's where it is. So yeah. Then here, you guys know what I said about Tennessee to start the year. I told you they were going to win the national championship. They're a 2 seed. But we'll get to the Final Four later, and I'll give you my official national champion as of today. Anyways, here we go. Back to UConn versus FAU. Give me UConn. They're still on that. They're still playing great this year. By our metric, UConn is the best team in the country. Number 1. So you give me UConn in this one. Then next we have Auburn versus San Diego State, Auburn. It's been ranked a 97.8 by the metric that I'm looking at here. So I'm gonna go Auburn. They won the SEC. They played a lot of great games. They looked awesome against Georgia. I know that's not a huge thing to look awesome because we were horrible. But yeah. They got Illinois here. Ranked a 90.9 in the year over BYU. BYU was, they were ranked, they ranked 91.7. So they actually were ranked, BYU in this metric was ranked higher. But I still think Illinois gets it done. The Mormons, they're not going to win. Sorry, the Mormons. I'm so sorry, Mormons. You're not going to win here. No win. Next up, we have Drake versus Iowa State. Iowa State was ranked 16th in the year by this metric. 88.1 was their rating. Those are some solid ratings here, so I'm going to go with Iowa State. Then next here, this is the hardest pick of this round for me. It really is. Because I want to go Michigan State. I do. UNC ranked 10th in this metric here with a 91 team grade. And then MSU ranked 39th with a 80.6 team grade. But they got such a tough draw. Michigan State did. They had to play Purdue in round 2 of their I think this was it. They were not in the finals. No, they were definitely not in the finals. And the quarterfinals, when they lost, was in the quarterfinals. So I don't think it's that outlandish for me to go Michigan State, but I'm just going to do the obvious. I'm going to stick with North Carolina. I think that they get it done. So yeah, and they will get it done. I don't know. I feel bad about that pick. I think I should pick Michigan State. You know what? I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. North Carolina. All right, moving on. St. Mary's versus Charleston. You guys know I love Charleston, so give me Charleston. That was a pretty simple pick there. Next, we got New Mexico and Baylor. Don't be dumb. Go Baylor. Here, same thing. Arizona, they've been great all year. Go with them. I went all the way to the bottom, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, so next here we have Houston and Nebraska. You got to pick the smart one. Do it again. Duke. It's Duke. Come on, it's damn Duke. Then Kentucky. It's Kentucky. And those are my explanations. It's Marquette. Florida's not that good. They had, played Georgia 3 times. It was a close game every time. I think we lost all 3, but still. We might have won 1. I don't remember, but shouldn't be having close games with Georgia. Alright, obvious pick, Purdue. Next, here we got Kansas, Gonzaga. This is one of my harder ones. But I'm going to go with Kansas. Only because of they are averaging about 50% as a team from the field, from the field. So I like that a lot. Out of a team like that, yeah. Creighton, a lot of experience in tough games. They beat UConn a while back in that one. So I think they're gonna roll past Carolina, and then Tennessee ends the run for West Virginia, or for regular Virginia. They end that run. Next here we have UConn versus Auburn. So here's where we get into the actual tough ones. UConn on Auburn. Auburn averages more points per game, but UConn's defense looks a little better. So in this metric, in our rankings, real rankings, we have UConn at 1 and Auburn is at 4. You know 1 seeds don't go far though, right? And I'm a firm believer of that. Give me the Tigers. of Auburn going to, would this be the Sweet 16, I think, or the Elite 8? Yes, this would be the Elite 8 here. So yeah, Auburn to the Elite 8. And then here we go. Illinois versus Iowa State. Iowa State's run ends here. It's Illinois. It's the orange and blue battle here in the East Region Elite 8 game. Alright, next here we're going to go down to UNC versus Charleston and Baylor versus Arizona. UNC is going to end Charleston's run here and move on to the Elite 8. And then Baylor will be stopped by Caleb Love in Arizona. And it will set up a matchup of the year between Arizona and UNC. Caleb Love versus his old teammates in the Elite 8. That's what that's going to set up there. And yeah, Jared McCain, you might be 2 days into college, but you're also going home. You're losing to Houston. Sorry, buddy. You're out of here. And then next here we got Kentucky versus Marquette. Kentucky ranked second in our metric, in my metric here, at 99.3. The Huskies have a perfect 100, obviously, because they're number one. Every number one in every sport is going to be perfect 100 in these. So, but Marquette has shown me time and time again they can't show up in the big game. They lost to Creighton by a load. They lost to UConn a couple times. They lost to UConn by a load once. And they've shown me throughout this year. They lost to Butler and Seton Hall. They've shown me very well. They got mauled by Providence. They showed me time and time again they cannot keep up with good teams in good games. They got lucky they played Western Kentucky and Florida, because as soon as they face Kentucky, it's all over for them. They're heading on back to Wisconsin and going home, buddy. Next one here is Purdue versus Kansas. And if you know anything about the history of March Madness, everything I just said about Marquette also applies to the Boilermakers. They're not making it past the Elite 8, or the Sweet 16. They're going to fall to the Jayhawks of Kansas. And that's going to set up Creighton and Tennessee to play the winner, or to play Kansas. And you know what I've been saying about the Vols since the start of this year. They've been my national championship pick since the start of college basketball. And I'm riding with the Vols, even though I'm a Georgia fan. Pains me to do so. I'm going with the Vols there. Here we are. Illinois versus Auburn. Illinois ranked 90.9. Auburn ranked 97.8. In the overall scores. And I'm going to take the worst seed. Gimme Auburn here. Moving on to the Final Four in Glendale to face the winner of UNC versus Arizona. The rematch of... Or not the rematch, but the revenge game for UNC and Caleb Love. Caleb Love transferred out of UNC. He's at Arizona now. And it'll set up a huge game. Arizona ranked 5th here in this team ranking at a 97.4. And the Tar Heels ranked 10th at a 91.3. And this is where it ends for the UNC Tar Heels and Armando Bacot. Bacot's last college game will be remembered as a loss to his old teammate Caleb Love. And we move on up here to Kentucky and Houston. And Rob Dillingham will not get it done. Actually, I'm kidding with y'all. He will get it done. Kentucky's going to beat Houston here in the Elite 8, and it will set up Kansas versus Tennessee. Tennessee versus Kansas. Kansas versus Tennessee. And Kansas here in this ranking throughout the season. Kansas has been ranked at 31 at an 82.5. So an 82.5 at 31 for Kansas. For Tennessee, they're ranked 14th at an 89.6. And I think the Vols will move on forward to the Final Four in Glendale to face their SEC foe and huge rival. A massive rivalry in the Final Four. The Kentucky Wildcats against the Tennessee Vols. And that'll be a huge game here as the border states up north one state North Kentucky and one state North Tennessee, two states North Kentucky from me will converge in a brawl in the Final Four. But before we get to that, we will get to Auburn and Arizona. A versus A. AU versus AU. Wildcats versus Tigers or Eagles. Auburn, people from Alabama are just stupid. They can't come up with a mascot. Crimson Tide or Elephants, which one are you? I don't know. But Auburn versus Arizona. And give me Caleb Love and Arizona to go on to the national championship in their home state of Arizona. It'll be a big one. 3 teams from the SEC I had in the Final Four. I just realized that. The 3 Southern teams will travel all the way over west to Arizona, and first one of 3 will fall to Arizona, as Arizona will have a massive crowd turnout, and their home crowd will be in full effect in Glendale, Arizona. I'm pretty sure these are being played in the Cardinal Stadium, State Farm Stadium, I think it's called. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they would be played at Footprint Center where the Suns are, because that's in Phoenix. Unless they are, they wouldn't be hosted at a university. So I'm 90% sure that they are being held in the Cardinal Stadium. It's being held, yes, it is being held. I just looked it up in State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, with a national championship on the 8th and the 2 semis on the 6th. And so here we go, the biggest rivalry, one of the biggest rivalries in the nation, and one of the biggest in the SEC, especially for basketball. It's not as big for football because these teams aren't as good for football. Tennessee is pretty good. Kentucky is known for their basketball. But it's going to go the Volunteers' way. The Tennessee Vols are going to move on to the final game. And they're going to play the Arizona Wildcats in Glendale in the home state for the Wildcats. So it's a 2-seed versus a 2-seed. And here we are. Arizona versus Tennessee. We can go over the rankings one last time here. Again, we'll go over it one last time. Arizona ranked at 5th place out of, how many? Out of 371 teams, they are ranked 5th out of all of them. And they're ranked 5th with a score of 97.4. And Tennessee is ranked 14th with a score of 89.6. And boy, oh boy, I do have to say my banking on Dalton Knecht not getting injured. I pray Dalton Knecht can stay healthy. And I really hope Dalton Knecht can do a great job in this tournament, not fall off, not put up bad numbers, because he is all of it for Tennessee. In Arizona, also, I need Caleb Love to show up and show out. He's ranked as our 33rd best player in college basketball this year. And we got Dalton Knecht at 20. Number 1 is obvious Zach Edey with a ranking of 199.7 here in these rankings. So, but Edey's out of here. Edey's back. He's back in Purdue. He's back in Indiana. He's not in the Final Four. He's not in Arizona with these 2 teams. And the team that I think is going to come out on top in the national championship in the final game of the season for college basketball. Thinking of a score. I know who's winning. I'm thinking of my score prediction. Just give me a couple minutes. Give me a couple seconds here. Tennessee's winning 59-65. The Tennessee Volunteers are winning 59-65. So how many total points is it'll be 124. So my national champion for the 2024 college basketball season are the Volunteers from Tennessee. And Georgia fans watching this video may call me a bandwagon, but I'm cheering for Tennessee throughout the entire bracket. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Go Vols. Let's enter both of these ones. Oh, it says I must be 21. Not me, I'm not 21. Probably because I just sent me to a Coors Light. So yeah, I'm not 21, but well, we will not enter that one. So yeah, Tennessee, hit submit. It's my national champion. No, I'm not giving them this. I don't even care. So there we go. You see it right here first. Men's Tournament Challenge. Congratulations. The Volunteers are cutting the nets in Glendale this year. Thank you all for watching. I will do my best to post on Instagram every final score throughout the tournament. I will be in school for some of the games, so I'll do my best to do it. I'll do my very best to post final scores. But there we go. There's my national champion, the Volunteers from Tennessee. Good night, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that. Follow the IG, follow the Twitter. I'll be seeing y'all. Peace.